Hello everybody and welcome back to the Prophecy Cup. Now, as we all know, this is a pretty big match. It's actually going to determine who goes first. I think I finally got it up. There we go. Now it's live. I'm sorry that the overlay doesn't fit perfectly. My graphic design skills aren't where they used to be.
I get it.
But let's get this draft started.
And we first get the ban on Ezreal.
Yeah, so that's definitely a good ban. If anything that we saw last series. That was true, correct?
Yeah, Ezreal is a pretty good AC right now. Has immense poke and has great ability.
See that red side or got banned, of course, and then a silent ban to follow.
It's always good to get rid of these two brain dead champs.
I won't be denied.
We are missing Lucian off the table and Sejuani. Now, did you really think Sejuani was that big of an issue?
No, not really, honestly. Sejuani didn't really do too much per se. And
I think we actually just got the hard rage quit. I'm sorry about the recent droppage in frames. I'm trying my hardest to keep this going. I'm actually not on the Wi-Fi myself, and I just kicked my roommate out. And by kicking him out, I mean he left. Also, though, this is a great time to tell you all, if you are here and you are in the Twitch chat, spread that link. Get people in here. This is probably the last match to really decide a high position in the regular season for the Prophecy Cup. As we all know, these players are doing a great job. I really expect to have them for us. Yeah, y'all get to stare at my friends list for as long as it takes for them to start this draft back up. We are right back underway. I'm imagining the first three bands will stay the same. Everything else will come on competitive integrity. Also, I do have the bitrate set, so you should be able to at least stream in 720. I've dropped it so that way you can get consistent 60 FPS. I'm really hoping that stays strong here. If not, I'll be trying to divert more resources away into Streamlabs, I swear. I love you people.
From the side of Dyvith, if they want to come back in this, hopefully get some other champ other than Kled, or they actually play around the Kled. And we have our first pick, Ornn.
Yeah,
whether that's top or
really
support, we'll see.
That can also go into the mid lane, don't forget. It's pretty strong into certain matchups, like Ryze.
We have the Kennen.
It's actually pretty good into Kennen, too.
Yeah, this could be a Klepto Kennen, though, to abuse the Ornn. Get some free monies off of him.
Zac is a really big pickup, right? Because Zac is actually going to be able to engage for the team, and with Kennen, he's going to guarantee a lot of free CC. At least I think it's free. Some people aren't really able to look at Zac. The trick, in my opinion, is to walk towards him, not to walk away, if that makes sense.
The music is louder than the casters.
I forgot to actually, I'm sorry, the music is bad. Why is that even playing?
On the first blood, decided to choose the Karthus over Kassadin.
So I actually think Karthus is a really strong pick. What I don't understand is why you go Zac and Karthus. Maybe it's because I already have 12 games played in solo queue on Karthus jungle.
No cure for fools.
I think it's really strong at a 70% win rate. Like, I'm garbage at the game. You know?
This Karthus could be either going mid or bot. So we'll see.
Now tell me what you think about that Kassadin ban.
Well, the Kassadin did do a lot of work for First Blood last game.
Wow, sorry, the instant Sivir and Braum lock-in, and then the Alistar in response, so we just get the lock-ins from the bot lane. They know exactly what they want. Can you tell me what this bot lane looks like right off the bat, because I haven't actually seen these two fight too often.
Honestly, it just seems like just a farm lane with a Alistar looking to engage. But should be easy gank setups for the Arzak.
Yeah, so we're definitely looking for those easy gank setups in the mid lane. Or sorry, from the jungler into the bot lane. Now, in the mid lane, it looks like that if LeBlanc dives onto Karthus, she can get out pretty easily, right? Wouldn't you call that a hard counter?
Yeah, but as long as Karthus plays safe, all he needs to do is just farm, and he'll just outscale her and just do tons of damage.
Yeah, now we have already talked about the top lane matchup, so we're going to kick it over to a quick break, and we'll be right back in time for the game to start. Don't go anywhere, spread that link.
Have you guys seen esports and the E-League? I don't know if that's sports, but it's great sport. Mind savvy.
But I don't know if athlete is the right word that I would go for.
If you don't break a sweat, I don't consider it a sport.
Oh, no, you do.
Watching people play video games isn't like watching people play football. It's like watching people play fantasy football. It is one more step removed from human activity. You understand?
It's video games. It shouldn't be on a sports network. It's video games.
But can it truly be a spectator sport?
It already is. 71 million watched it last year. They reckon it's going to, by 2017, it'll be 145 million people watching it.
They're actually giving college scholarships for video gaming.
You're kidding.
And it's even gone to the point that now the government has acknowledged professional video gamers as athletes.
Same way you watch a football match, you can hear the crowd, everyone's cheering the team on, you make friends, these are people you talk to, you play with online. It's all about community, it's being part of something that you're incredibly passionate about.
Running for Barrett though right now, trying to establish vision control and force any steal. The base tech that Ambition! Ambition steals the Elder Dragon! He enters away with the lives! This is a 4-Drake Elder Dragon! He lives! Ambition saves the game once again!
Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Prophecy Cup. We got yourself a classic game here. I think that the team codes are set up wrong, so I'll just fix that real quick, don't you worry. I don't know if DYV is their code either, but that's what we've decided to go with this evening. Tell me how you're feeling in the chat.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I don't want to know about touching it.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
It seems I need to reconnect. I have a visual bug. They're all invisible.
Oh god, so that really hurts. I really hope that you have one of the players added.
That's alright. I'll be here just... Sure.
Now, in the meantime, it does look like we have the 4-man Death Brush coming out. Or 5, sorry. Kais is actually going to go walking, I think, the wrong way. Maybe walk into the Sivir.
Minions have spawned.
Nope, doesn't look like that will happen. Cannon lands a nice Q. Unfortunately, not going to land the auto attack, I don't think, and get that gold. Looking for it, though. Actually, arm walks up, takes the damage, doesn't land the auto. Feels bad. Oh, please don't tell me I've dropped to 480p. This is what we're back at. It looks like Karthus is absolutely dominating the LeBlanc. Not exactly what we expected to see here. Didn't really account for the level 1. It's very oppressive so far. We're not going to talk about where that logo comes from or why that's an athletic department logo. We're just going to leave that alone. Yeah, it's totally sponsored by the yellow Dallas Stars.
What's your time at?
We're at 2:07, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Alright.
And here we go. Prez actually gets way too close to this Alistar. Fortunately for him, never too close if you're level 2 and they're level 1. Misses the Q though, and it looks like mechanics do matter on a champion like Braum.
Well, nothing too out of the ordinary here. This just all seems standard. And Sivir will sure to have to push advantage with her W.
Ooh, Flash is going to get burned out there from the Karthus.
Hopefully for the LeBlanc here, they can get a repeat gank and get something out of this.
Now, fortunately for the top laner here, is actually going to outscale Ornn into the mid game on Kennen, which is exactly what you want in this Kleptomancy build. I do believe, though, that Ornn will help his team, especially with the Sivir and the LeBlanc, outscale with his, what's it called, items? Forge Master, sorry.
Yeah.
Although Karthus always has that chance. He did go Dark Harvest, which means that if he gets enough of those stacks off, especially in the early game, which is when you can get those in the lane and through roams, Karthus will be in a much better spot. Zac looking for something of a gank. Fortunately for Dirty doesn't go in. It is very hard to gank a LeBlanc, but as a Zac, if you do land the Q and LeBlanc W's away, you can always pull her back. Feels very satisfying. No, most of the vision here is defensive, sans this 1 or 2 wards from the side of, I believe that's DYV.
Which team?
The blue?
Yes. Yeah, that's Dyvith.
Yeah, Dyvith. They definitely have some nice wards, although most of that's going to expire and not actually grant them anything, except for the knowledge that Zac is not there and that those camps are taken. And now that Raptors are up, it actually looks like Zin's out. If I was him, I'd be making the call to go right to those unrespawn and close out. It actually looks like he might go for the gank.
Priority in the mid lane.
Yeah, so like you say though, he doesn't have priority in the top or in the mid lane. He is still going to go for this. A little late, but maybe
no.
Oh, sorry.
It's a repeat gank.
Yeah, this is definitely nice to actually see him. Sorry, the camera's not panned over there. Finally, And it looks like that he is
And
going to
that's
get
a
this.
first blood to Zinzao.
Yeah, so the first blood going over to Cody feels strong. Normally you'd think about giving this over to someone like the LeBlanc, but I actually think that giving it to Zinzao is particularly strong because he's going to be able to abuse Zac and steal his camps. And in this particular jungle meta, you want that.
Karthus. Zinzao was thinking about maybe making another gank, but he'll just back instead.
More Q's landing on the Dirty Dozens. He's actually going to evade a lot of the damage there from Buff.
This is game 2.
Yeah, this is game 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Who did win game 1? It was FBK, right?
First blood night. Yep. It was a surrender by Dyvith.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. We should change them to an asterisk after Dyvith. Nobody's for surrendering.
Chad's asking if we can do anything about the stream quality.
Nope, not at all. If you want to pay for better Wi-Fi, I already have FiOS. So that's as good as it's getting.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, you're gonna get potato quality.
This is where we're
I
at.
was trying to make another gank happen mid, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
If it makes you feel
Especially
better,
with
I
the
wasn't
pushing.
even supposed to cast. That's why you missed the entire game 1 draft phase.
That feels bad.
Yeah, I never cast. I'm not gonna lie to you. I won't sugarcoat it. Just like I don't sugarcoat what's happening with a lot of these players. I've been told before that they have coaches. They don't need me to tell them where their strategy goes wrong. But sometimes I think we need to illuminate it for the rest of us. Actually, there's just still a lot of deep vision coming out, especially just in that bot side jungle.
Looks like we're gonna get a 2v2 in the mid lane. Oh, this is
Yeah,
not with the
unfortunately,
flash.
Soki goes all the way in and uses everything without actually landing anything. And he's just way out of Zac's range here. The ultimate Requiem might kill him, but actually doesn't. Dark Harvest already procced on Cody, means he's not going to take that damage that he'd need to.
Oh,
Now, there's another flash and another miss by Soki. Really questioning this Zac pick. I mean, he does get it with the last ability possible, but you'd really like to see better play out of him. Still has passive up, though. So he is able to make a cheeky play. If his top laner was alive, he could make it up there. But unfortunately, Pachotle died, and we actually missed that in the top side.
Yeah, did not see how that happened. That is actually unfortunate to see for the Cannon Club, though.
So he's actually going to be picking up this red buff with a pretty sizable lead still on his. I'd actually like to see him give this over to the Kennen, who's having a pretty rough laning phase, right? Because worst case, he dies again to the Ornn and gives it over to the Ornn. And that's not really the worst thing, right? Because Ornn with red buff isn't that strong. But I actually think that Kennen with red buff is, right?
Yeah,
And I know it sounds unorthodox, and normally this wouldn't be the call, but I think that just given the circumstances there, this is actually a time when you'd like to think this through as a jungler. Especially because he is already level 6 too, right? And even if he isn't, he can get it off the Krugs.
I see that, but I think I'd be more inclined to see that happen if the Cannon had not got soloed.
See, I actually think it's because he got soloed that you want to give him the red buff. He has a CS lead, right? Which means that he was winning lane. I actually think it's someone in chat that calls this out where they say that he didn't respect the Ornn damage, which is true. But with red buff, I think that Ornn just has to respect your auto attacks. Now, he is pushed up again, though, and this time
And
Cody
Cannon
is
has
there.
no flash.
Yeah, the
it's
on
over
the
for
way
the
ping
Cannon.
comes. I'm sorry, this camera is just way off. Because we're going to have to actually cannon ourselves. The challenge comes out and Pachotle just dies without even being able to deal any amount of sizable damage. His ultimate's still up, too. Yeah, he just got totally blindsided there.
Long tries to go in for an invades, so get chunked out for it. And Dyvith with a nice 4-1 lead. But not much in terms of gold, but hopefully they can try and push this into a gold lead.
Another Q landed by Braum. Now, we haven't seen a lot from the bot lane this game, but we can already tell he's been landing those just like last game. Yeah, Ornn definitely shouldn't be winning. Or actually, Ornn can definitely win against the Kennen. I'm not going to agree with that.
But the Cannon is definitely misplaying to be 0-2 right now against the Ornn.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think you just you definitely should never really get solo killed, right? Unless you're in an extremely volatile matchup. But I do think that Ornn, because of the way his ranges work, actually has a pretty easier lane against Kennen. For the same reason, I would say he has a pretty easy lane against Ryze.
Seems like we might here for this. Maybe we'll get a 3v3.
Yeah, so I'm actually really not liking the Zac ganks. Normally you want to come with some variety, and he keeps on coming with the same flavor, if I can say that.
Yeah, it's not really doing much for the team. But,
he is going to go to this blue buff. Hopefully we see this given over to Karthus, right? This is a really big opportunity for Karthus. I think he's able to just dominate the LeBlanc, and he is 0-2 again.
Seems they will give it to him.
So that at least feels good, as Karthus is going to come back now, despite being a level down. Yeah, so the fight's going to break out. That's going to be the combo coming out of Alistar. It's actually going to be Ray who's forced off on the back foot. Now challenge comes out from the Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao goes down to Soki. Prez is now being just soloed down by the Karthus damage. And it's Dirty Dozen who misses all of his combos onto the LeBlanc. And now he's going to be going down to Chipotle. So Zac goes wild trying to predict the flash out of Dirty Dozen. It would have looked good if he'd done it. That actually was a nice play. Requiem comes out. I'd like to say a little bit too early. Yeah, Prez definitely going to live through that one. He's a tanky boy. Probably could have W'd himself for just a little bit more magic resist. Now here comes Soki. He is way out of position though, in my opinion. Does land the Q though. That's not going to make, or say that will make all the difference. Pulls out Ornn. Unfortunately, they're not going to get the ADC, as it's just Buff all the way out there by himself trying to get Womp down. Only lands one of those Qs, and they're going to turn their attention onto the Infernal Drake. Tell me how they get back in for this.
Collapse from Dyvith. As they tried to fight over the dragon, they just got completely caught out.
Do they have a chance to get this dragon? Can Cody do this?
He'd be a mad lad to do it, but I don't think they get this
He has
dragon.
flash up.
He definitely shouldn't get this dragon, is what I would say.
He goes in. First thing he's going to do is try to get drop, but drop goes out. Soki has passive up, so Cody's not going to try to fight him. Heads up play. He's going to use the flash to get out. Now here comes Dirty Dozen. He's going to get the support kill. They're at least trying to trade back.
They did stop the dragon, so
Soki's recalling on a ward though, so they can actually go right for this dragon the second he recalls. I'd like to see this just instant decision. Although it is a Zac, so I guess you can't go for that so instantly. Now, if they go right over this blasting Conan into the pit, unfortunately we're not going to see the cheeky play. They're just going to go back to farming.
Dyvith doesn't have too much vision control over the dragon, as First Blood has a good 3 to 4 wards over it, so I don't think it'd be wise for them to go for it.
Now we see here there's definitely a chance for an engagement over this red buff, but it's actually going to be Romulus who's all the way out. Buff forced to flash. He's caught out between Cody and, I mean, really nothing but open ground. Yeah, now that ward gets spotted by Soki. He's going to back up here. I think he's just going to cede this red buff over. And he actually walks up here. Yeah, unfortunately he charges up that E and he's going to get knocked out of it. That means it's not going to be his channel. He does get the flash off, but the Ornn comes out, and he's able to land it. But that's actually not enough to break the passive. That feels bad. I don't know how he got that heal. Cody goes way too far in, and Chipotle kills him without even the help of the tower. Now Soki doesn't even lose passive, and that's just a double kill going over. LeBlanc's going to kill another on the back end, and that's Buff trying to get the damage down. He doesn't have Requiem up, though. He's not going to be able to do it. It is Dirty Dozen standing on a ward, though. Gets spotted out. Soki's going to land the Q this time. Gets hit by a Q of his own and some chains. That's not enough damage to kill him still. That passive is just still up. I mean, Soki's a madman. I'm sorry to have criticized his early game because he's really showing the late game strength of the Zac.
Indeed, Dyvith is just completely throwing away their leads, making very poor decisions. They still have a chance at this, but they need to make some smarter moves here.
Oh, hi Alfro. I casted you the other night, buddy. If you complain about my quality, I'll never forget it, don't you worry. Just ask Focus. Focus is the reason I'm the only Risen caster with a demerit.
And with First Blood back in the game and such a lead, they should definitely go for this Infernal Drake.
Well, so the wards that are kind of on it stop, I think, both teams from going for it. They have to know each team has vision, and I don't think that there far enough control was on the Q side to actually go for it. Soki goes in, but all of that
The
gets
first
so
blood
help.
does have the cannon with TP still, so they could definitely just fight over it. In fact, even with the silver ult blow now, they could definitely just run for it.
Yeah, Womp is actually going to get hit here. Going to get knocked up between Prez. Now, that means the ultimate's not going to make the biggest deal. Soki gets out with an ultimate of his own. Requiem comes out, but that's not going to deal enough damage to anybody. And they are on the Rift Herald, so that actually could have ended disastrously, but both of them did it at high enough HP that the Requiem would have never even made a dent into their bars. Now they're going to turn their attention
spotting them on the Rift Herald. They definitely go for this Inferno.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move. The issue is that if they were to just run down here fast enough, I don't think they get it because Karthus wasn't here to deal damage. Unfortunately, they do spend time gathering some wards and vision, and that means they're going to lose the Infernal Drake. Now, tell me, how strong do you think that this Infernal Drake is, or how much do you think they're going to use this Rift Herald for?
Worst comes to worst, they definitely just use Rift Herald for the free bot tower, as mid does not have that much damage into it, or top side.
Here we go, Dirty Dozen misses the chains. Now Pachotle is going to come in, Toki misses, but I think this is just enough people that, yeah, when those Q's chains land, is going to be able to use the ultimate to get out there now. They know that's a clone, they're not even going to fall for it to throw the fake damage at it.
Cannon definitely could have used his ult there to secure the kill on the blow.
Now, this top tower's not going to go down, but they are going to get a sizable dent in it. We can imagine it to go down to about half.
And this is how it has caught out the Kai'Sa.
Yeah, so now Ray's going to be going down low, but Cody goes down even lower. Remember, Kai'Sa has a lot of damage, especially when she's isolated with somebody. Fortunately for Cody, Prez comes in. Now that teleport's channeled. Shutdown gold goes over onto the Sivir. That feels perfect. But Pachotle's in. He's looking to get Womp on the back end. He's going to pick that up. Doesn't even really need the Soki's help. And Alistar's just soloing off Prez on the back end. It sets the scoreline 7-7, but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, Dyvith keeps making these very aggressive plays without... I'm not really sure without what, but you just keep making these aggressive plays, and you're just paying for it, and they are just throwing away any chance of them winning.
So do you think that Dyvith has to kind of like pull it back and play a slower game if they want a chance to win? Because I think that they're at the point now where they need to make aggressive plays. Speaking of aggressive plays, we get another one as Cody's going in. He's going to get buffed. Not going to take a lot of damage on the back end. Soki's not going to be able to pull him into anything. LeBlanc's going to get the chains. That feels good. She's going to get the stun up. That means Cody's free to go for some damage onto the Alistar, but that is an Alistar. He's a tanky boy. And they're finally going to get the shutdown gold onto Soki. That feels good as he's going to take on his first death. Now Drop the Chalupa is just getting soloed down by Cody. And here comes Romulus just to steer the kill.
Now that was a good play from them because Kenna had burned his TP, so he was not able to TP to help out his teammates.
Well, yeah, now when they finally get the fight they were looking for so they can get this Herald done, I think this might explain some of the aggression. As they are going to get this damage, and with Demolish, they're just going to take this tower for free, and maybe even a second one. I can imagine it, right? Tell me, how do they stop this? Here comes Ornn.
They don't. They just give this up.
Man. And, yeah, I think that's right. Is it's just all over now? They're gonna back off here. Not gonna be the overstay. Feels really good for them.
And just like that, Dyvith is back in the game.
Yeah, I think that the one slow there from Braum just kind of stopped any chance of a re-engage because, you know, Karthus W is definitely strong. As long as, let me just check on him. I think he should be starting. Maxing that ability, right? No, he's actually going for that last. See, I always go for the W second over E. I have a problem. I like that slow, especially in team play. Well, he gets near 85% at max rank. Oh, wait, we see the ultimate land onto Ray. Ray's going to get the ultimate big shield, and actually it's Pachotle.
I'm not really sure about that one.
Kills Romulus. Yeah, he's actually not that tanky. He only has an Iceborne Gauntlet. That's actually a damage item. Now just finishes out the Mercury treads. He doesn't have anything else to protect himself. Yeah, so I have some clown music queued up, and I'm thinking it might be time to start playing that soon, as this lead's just going back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, this is starting to look... First Blood should get this tower.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, so now that's going to even up the tower gold too, 3-3. That feels strong.
Next dragon is an ocean, which doesn't have that much priority. So I was First Blood. With the vision they have over Baron, I tried to make a Baron play. Or maybe try and let Dyvith take Ocean and trade that for Baron.
I'd like to see the trade. Trades always feel good, especially if you're the team on the back foot. Now it's so good if you're the team trying to make a lead happen, right?
Yeah. And we're sending almost all Dyvith for this top tower. Which is alright, but definitely think they could be making a play for Baron here, especially since Kennen and First Blood are just going to run it down for their second tier mid.
No, I agree with you 100%. Now they are going to be looking for that tier 2 tower now. If they do get to it, it's 100% worth it. I think with the Ocean Drake, actually they all recall here, they just leave Sivir. That means they're going to be trying to answer this inhibitor push. They lose the inhibitor fight. If you leave Sivir behind, you lose the inhibitor fight. You do not win this. I don't care if Soki's inting and using his E just to get into the fight. It doesn't matter. You lose this, and we're just seeing it happen here as all the damage comes in. The Requiem is finally going down. That's going to chunk him out, and that's going to blow down Xin Zhao. That's going to force a flash out of Romulus, and they get the inhibitor. That is not a winning trade. You do not leave your main damage source behind to get a turret. And now, she's not just left behind to get the turret, she's going for another. They should be ending the game right now or going for Baron. I don't understand this call from FBK.
I don't understand the call from Dyvith. Holy, you throw away your entire mid just for almost all top, but like, I don't think that's worth it.
That was a guaranteed losing fight. There is no way you win 4v5 in the mid lane without Sivir. You might be able to win without your Ornn. You might be able to win without your Xin Zhao. You might be able to win without your Braum. You do not win without your LeBlanc, and you do not win without your Sivir. I'm sorry. It's your damage.
I think it almost might be time to play that clown music. This is just something else.
Like, I'm sorry, that was the clearest play. I couldn't have called that better for y'all to have seen exactly where that was going. The second I saw that they were leaving Sivir, I just knew that was a losing fight. I told you it was a losing fight, and they took it. That's League of Legends 101. You don't leave the crit ADC behind, especially in the patch when crit ADCs are broken. Whew, I'm exacerbated.
Oh man, that's a feels better, right?
You know, honestly, the Sivir could have built any of the Zeal items, and she would have been doing a lot more damage if she was in the fight than if she was top lane.
Honestly.
Here we go, though, as Soki's going all the way in. He's actually just going to get blasting coned out. That feels pretty good. They finally spot this ward here. Unfortunately, it looks like they don't clear it. Or do they? Yeah, they do. They're going to get this one in the pit here, too. Now, this is a lesson to everyone. Make sure you're placing those control wards that way you see the whole pit. Soki, though, goes in now. He's going to land the Q. Buff gets Cody on the back end. I think that none of the macro play mattered because they're just so far ahead when it comes to the builds and the items. As that's a double kill going over to Karthus. This man is just strong on any patch in any lane. That's the shutdown goal going over for Kaisa now. Requiem finally comes out, and that's just a pity Requiem is. Pichotle is the one who actually gets the kill on the Womp. This is 100% game. With the inhibitors down, there's just nothing left to stop them now. I think maybe if the inhibitor turret's up that there's at least a stop on this push, but I genuinely don't think there was a way for them to stop them at this point in the game. Karthus, Kaisa just too far ahead, especially with the Infernal trade, and Ornn not even got his items out yet. And it looks like Romulus going to use that Zonius. He's going to try to get out of some of the damage. As Cody does go down. Now here comes Prez. Brom Shield, the real MVP of the day. Going to save him. Now they are going to get that first turret. The second turret almost sure to follow. The question is, can Dirty Dozens actually get some damage down? Soki gets stunned up now. He's in a bad position. Does have passive up. There's another turret going down. Both Nexuses are gone. They're now fighting on just their own raw strength. Womp is clearing minions on the back end. Now trying to fight Soki as Romulus goes down on the far end. That's Drop going to be the one who eventually gets the kills. Now it's Dirty Dozen who's being left unevaded. Womp goes down to the Karthus, and Karthus is being kicked down by the Ignite. There comes in the W from Dirty Dozens. He's going to be able to get another kill. And there is just damage going down into the Nexus from Kaisis. She doesn't want to keep on fighting. The slow comes in from Karthus. That's going to be big. The stun comes in from Pachotle. And that's going to be a double kill going over to Ray, as he's going to be the one to finish off the Nexus. And we have ourselves a clean 2-0 coming out from FBK.
That was a Sun Blue.
That was a great fight. They tried their hardest. I just don't think they had a chance to win at that end, especially because they were fighting in a 2v5 and a 3v5, right?
Exactly. It all just started when Dyvith just completely threw away their entire mid for topside.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you mean there by it all just kind of starts when the top side gets thrown away. I think that call is just entirely questionable. If we can even call that questionable. Man, that just kind of hurt my feelings if I'm being honest. I expected us to get the full series to kind of break out. And that's just disrespectful to fight like that. You know, I totally understand sending the team to stop them from taking the Nexus. But you definitely want to not fight that fight 4v5, right?
They definitely should just let it go and try and let Sivert take all topside. If they wanted to commit to that play anyways.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think like you definitely commit. And I have this other theory that I think works out pretty well. It's not as 100% as not fighting with your ADC is a losing fight. But I think that the team that always sends someone to defend in a base race is the team that ends up winning the base race. Right? So having a 5-man versus a 5-man, right? If anyone can win that. Having 4 people pushing though and 1 guy defending, the team that sends 1 to defend will always win. Assuming you choose the right person to defend. The right call isn't to send everybody though, if that makes sense. You want to still be able to be a threat when you're shoving in the top side to take that inhibitor.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's probably a right call. I think it's actually to send Ornn back. But Ornn under tower is pretty strong too, so you kind of want him for the defense. Maybe it's just LeBlanc then, right?
Honestly, Dyvith should just all backed after they took the first top tower when they were running it down from mid. Because in no way is that ever worth it.
Yeah, 100%. The Zac play also definitely what we would call questionable. But he ended up making it work very surprisingly. I think it speaks a lot to the strengths of the champion. Maybe something that we'll see banned against them in the future. Just because it definitely seemed like he wasn't playing Zac to the highest of his ability. Especially if you pick the champion right. Like, could you imagine him in a day when he's hitting all those abilities pretty consistently?
Yeah.
I'd actually be afraid to see that as the other team. That'd be something I wouldn't want to play against, because I think today was an off day.
Well, let's hope it was.
Well, you have to think so, right? Because I don't think anyone picks something thinking I'm going to have, like, you know, a game where I miss most of my abilities and I get kind of lucky and my team, you know, really does well and I kind of just facilitate them. I don't think anyone ever goes into the draft thinking that when they make their pick. Although it is good to know that you can do it.
Well, that was tonight's game then, I guess. It's just a clean 2-0 first blood.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed the 480p 60 FPS cast. I really tried hard to put it on for all of you. Have a great night.